Hey everyone! All right, so we're still in the Pioneers in Flight mentor text. This is our final week in this text. Think about the last story that we haven't really read. It's called Brave Bessie. So all the stories that have come before, right? We talked about the history of flying, flying today, and now we're going to talk about flying in one more way. Here we go. Let's take a look here. So how does understanding what came before, the past, help shape our understanding of what's going on now and even what's going to happen tomorrow? So think about the way cars used to be and how those lessons helped make the cars we see today. Same for the airplanes or the telephone or the tablet in your hand, right? How does understanding the past shape our future? That's what we're thinking about. So for this story, it's always worthwhile to figure out where the author's going. So I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Our author is named Max Prince, and he's writing a story called Brave Bessie. It's going to talk about Bessie's early life. It's going to talk about when she went to pilot school and some of the struggles she had. It's going to talk about how she learned to fly and maybe how she got her nickname. These are headings in our passage, so it's going to move through different parts of her life. This is a biography text where you learn about one person's life. Here she is. Any guesses about her life? What you think she might have done for a job or what struggles she might have had? Well, I'm going to guess from just looking at some of the pictures that this happened a long time ago. And I know that as you go into the past, people of color and women had difficult times sometimes getting into certain schools or certain jobs, right? That were seen as men-only kind of jobs or white people only kind of jobs. So I'm wondering if maybe I'm just making a prediction, but maybe some of Brave Bessie's achievements have to do with overcoming some of those struggles. I also see something kind of interesting here. It's like a diagram that explains a trick or a stunt in flying. And it makes me think of the story we read last with Jamal Larkins. He was a famous stunt flyer as well. So I already see a comparison that I could make between maybe some of Bessie's flying and some of the flying that some of our previous pilots have done. I see something that kind of caught my eye over here. This is her pilot's license. And it's not in English, if you notice. It is from the country of France, and a lot of this text is in French. So I think that's interesting. Maybe she started flying in another country? And that was part of the issue, maybe with some of those pilot school struggles. Just my guess. Anyway, we're going to take my guesses now, and we're going to look at the text, and now we're going to read to fill in some of those gaps. Because when you make predictions, you never get everything right, but you get the general idea. I think this is going to be a biography about a young pilot that maybe had some struggles before she learned how to fly and got a cool nickname. Let's find out. Brave Bessie. We'll start with just the first two parts today, and we'll continue on more tomorrow. Bessie Coleman was an aviation pioneer. She was the first African-American woman to hold a pilot's license. Early life, paragraph 1. Bessie Coleman was born in Texas. Well, wait a second. She's born in Texas. Why does she have a license from France? Bessie Coleman was born in Texas more than 100 years ago. She was an African American and a Native American descendant. Interesting. She had 12 brothers and sisters, and her family worked together in cotton fields. Her brother, John, served in World War I, and He used to tell her exciting stories of women who bravely flew planes in the French army. Coleman was fascinated by these stories. She decided that she wanted to be a pilot when she grew up. So now we know why maybe she started dreaming of being a pilot. These stories of these other women pilots, right, from France. Pilot school struggles. It was impossible for Coleman to learn how to fly in the United States. Many people just firmly believed that women should not be allowed to fly. She could not find a pilot school that would accept her. Her sister Eloise wrote, "She was refused by each aviation school to which she applied, sometimes because of her race, and sometimes because she was a woman. Because no U.S. school would let her in, Coleman decided to try studying at a pilot school in France." So I like how she kind of worked her way around the problems, right? That's a good life skill. It's a little unfair that she couldn't just go to the school right down the road in Texas, but she didn't give up. I like that. We're going to keep going with the same story tomorrow. So, see you then.